We underestimate the power of our subconscious. You're already aware that you use only a small fraction of your brain's potential. The subconscious processes of the brain are capable of achieving more than we can fathom. In this episode, we'll introduce you to a mindset that will help you to tap into this powerful asset and put you into the driver's seat of our line learning technique. As you've probably already noticed, I prefer the phrase learning your lines to the more common memorizing your lines. Learning lines promotes the notion that an actor is doing more than simply remembering words. Memorization is only one part of the process of learning your lines, and it's actually the easiest. When you set about the task of learning your lines, always approach it with the knowledge that you must successfully complete two major steps: memorizing and accessing. Think of memorization as the process of creating an accurate file for the computer that is your brain. The computer model for the human brain, suggested by Russ Weatherford in his book Confidence and Clarity, The Complete Guide to Instant Line Learning, is very helpful. We'll use this model throughout this series. The processes of the computer are, in fact, based on the processes of the human brain. Any file you create on your computer is stored in your computer's memory. Think of your subconscious as a giant hard drive. When learning your lines, the initial process of memorization is simply the process of correctly recording a line file and placing it in a folder in your subconscious that will be easy for you to access. Memorization simply requires that you use performance energy to read your lines from the page. You won't try to consciously memorize your lines. The goal is to allow your subconscious to do the hard work of memorizing while you enjoy the process of performing. For our workout, we will use the opening prologue to Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage. The which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toils shall strive to mend. You probably have a copy of Romeo and Juliet. This is the first speech of the play. If you don't have a copy of Romeo and Juliet, there are plenty online that you can get access to. This will be our workout monologue. Have it ready. Unfortunately, the most common approaches to learning lines involves actors putting in enormous amounts of conscious effort into line memorization. When I see the following situation common in today's theater, I know that I am witnessing one of the most inefficient and counterproductive approaches to line learning.
Holds. Just a minute.
Both.
What?
Both alike.
Right. Both alike in dignity. Two households, both alike in dignity, where we lay...
In fair Verona.
Right. In fair Verona. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona. Okay. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, and we lay...
Where?
Where? Shoot. Where we lay our scene. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient judge to new mutiny, and civil hands are unclean.
Close enough. It's civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
Shoot. I had these earlier today.
Okay, let's try it again.
I also find it disheartening when a group of actors get together to run lines. Again, the focus tends to be on remembering rather than acting. The focus should be first on performing and then on acting. In a later episode, we'll learn how this progression in our line learning technique combines efforts to learning lines with creating a stage-worthy performance. But it's not enough to memorize your lines. You need to be able to deliver them on cue. Which brings us to the second step in line learning, accessing. If you've ever worked on a computer, you know the frustrating experience of creating a file and then forgetting which folder you put it in. You click through files and look for the title. Is it in this folder? Is this it, or is this an earlier version? We tend to create a file system on the run and put files in folders and often leave them on our desktop or in a folder where we left a previous file, making them virtually impossible to find. The hard drive that is our subconscious is so enormous that if we simply put a file on it, it'll get lost among the multitude of files that we have placed there during our lifetime. However, if we create a simple and systematic file system, we will be able to access our lines automatically and on cue. Your subconscious is your most powerful tool in learning your lines. How can you tap into its power? The first step is to develop a conscious technique that will allow you to create an efficient filing system within the hard drive that is your subconscious. The second step, and it's a crucial one, you must trust that the technique will work. You may find it hard to believe in the early going that you can learn your lines without concentrating on memorization. In the next episode, I'll provide an eye-opening demonstration of how this approach will allow you to access information from your subconscious efficiently and with minimal effort. I'll catch you on the other side.